Well, hey there, happy homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak for episode number 2 of Peaks Peak, a series where I talk about whatever's on my mind. And today, what's on my mind is homesteading. And specifically, what I've been thinking about is what it's like to start a homestead. Because, you know, we jumped into this really just with an interest in country living and having some hobbies in the homesteading world. And we had no idea what we were getting into. So the first suggestion I would make if you're considering starting a homestead is to think about your goals and what it is that you want to get out of having a homestead to begin with. If I can get through this barn lot mud, my goodness, muddy mess. Now here's the thing, everybody kind of wants a little something different out of homesteading. Some people are looking to make it a business where they can support their family with products that they're selling from their homestead. That's not us. Some people are what I would call preppers, and they're looking for mainly sustainability and independence from the grid and all the mainstream ways of doing things and acquiring things. And that's not us. And then there are people who just like country living and outdoor life, and so they're interested in just having the homesteading life for those qualities. And that's us. I grew up out in the country and around animals and all of that. Never was really part of a major farming family or community, but was close to it. And so it's always been kind of the peaceful way of life to me. And so that's why I wanted a homestead. That's why we call ourselves a hobby homestead, because that's just what it is. We're just having fun. So out of the gate, you're not gonna get too many profitability business tips out of me. You're not gonna get too many self-sufficient prepper lifestyle tips out of me. But I still have gained a lot of experience in setting up a homestead, and I learned a lot of things the hard way. And so when I do that, I try to share with people the things that worked and the things that didn't, the things that weren't such great ideas, so that as you're doing your planning, you can maybe make a little bit better decisions, and your start will be a little bit smoother than mine. So that brings me to my first suggestion, and that is, don't try to do too much too soon. Because we thought we need to do all this stuff and we need to do it right now. So we jumped right in, and we got goats and we got chickens, and we started incubating, and every time we visited Rural King, we brought home 6 more chickens until we had about 100 chickens. And things got out of hand real quick. So we had to build our goat fence, and we had to build chicken coops, and we had, at one point, over 100 chickens running around this place, just all willy-nilly. And it was the biggest mess you've ever seen. We wanted meat birds, so we built chicken tractors, bought us a chicken plucker, and did the whole bit. And we were raising 50 or 75 meat birds at a time, and we processed them ourselves, and didn't do enough research and reading, so we froze that first batch of about 50 birds too soon, and every single one of those birds came out just tough as nails to eat, because we didn't let them sit long enough before we put them in the freezer. And so all that work and effort kind of went to waste because we didn't take the time to learn what we were doing and do it right in the beginning. So they become crock pot chickens in order to try to get them softened up enough to where we could eat them. And then kind of our defining moment of we've done too much too soon is when we tried to raise a couple of hogs, and we already had our goats and our chickens and our cows. Oh yeah, we had to build all this fence for the cows too. Fenced in about 2 acres for the cows. But Anyway, we had all those animals here and all that feed costs, and we got a couple of feeder pigs, and it was fun, but we couldn't afford enough feed to raise them well. So when it come time to take them to the butcher, because we had our date scheduled way in advance and I didn't know for sure how they would take to me canceling on them, we took our pigs that were way too small. I don't even remember what they weighed, but they were, you know, about half the size that they should have been. And, you know, the butcher even come out and said, listen, I want to kind of give you some pointers on raising hogs, because we didn't do very good. And that was really kind of the defining moment of, we jumped in too much too soon. And instead of doing quality work, we were just doing a bunch of work. And it wasn't working out so well. So, the one overall major tip that I would give you, if I can get this back on the T-post here. See, when you let your fence get grounded out and it's not hot, and then the cows can rub up against it, they make a mess of it. And that's what we're fixing today. Anyway, the most important thing, I believe, to getting started and getting off on the right foot in starting your homestead is to have a plan, set goals, and prioritize those goals so that you do the most important things first, and you take your time to learn them and do them right before you move on to adding the next step. And if you do that, then you'll be good at each thing that you do. You'll be efficient, you'll be profitable if that's what you're shooting for. Because, you know, by the time we got to our next round of meat birds and we learned a few things, we did a better job. We got to our second year of gardening, we did a better job. We had a much more efficient garden. So our second year, we were able to can a lot more beans and corn, and we didn't waste a bunch of time planting a bunch of things we couldn't keep up with and we couldn't keep the weeds out of. And so overall, we had a much more successful year our second year. And I don't even feel like we had to work as hard to do it. You know, it's kind of like in racing, they say go slow to go fast. Well, I think that that holds true in a lot of things. If you do it right and efficiently, well, I'm getting chased by cows. If you do it right and you do it efficiently, then it works better. You end up saving money. Oh, we've lost a clip on that post. We're gonna have to go get us another clip. You save money, your time is better spent. And so instead of spinning your wheels and wasting your time, you're actually accomplishing things as you do them because you know what you're doing to begin with. And yeah, this is all common sense, but a lot of people get excited about starting a homestead, and they do just kind of jump in and think they have to do it all at once, just like we did. So I think this is kind of an important thing to take a step back and think about before you jump in. You save yourself a lot of headaches, a lot of heartaches, and a lot of money. What y'all doing anyway? I know what you're doing. Me and you's got an appointment tomorrow. So guys, while this isn't meant to, hey, we got a light flashing now, that's good. This isn't meant to cover everything you need to know about starting a homestead by any stretch, because I couldn't make that video. it was just some thoughts that I had thinking about the way that we started and some of the mistakes that we made, and I thought it might be a few things that we could share to help somebody out who's kind of making the same plans that we were. And if you have other ideas and suggestions, be sure and jump down in the comments and leave those for everyone's benefit. You may drop some comments that help me out a lot on some of the things that I'd like to do here in the future on our hobby homestead, and you may help out others who are making the plans for their homestead. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day. Oh, I woke him up. What's up, guys? Is it nap time?